Hello, my name is John James and I am writer and campaigner for male victims of female perpetrated domestic violence. I hope everybody's feeling safe out there in these unsure times. Life hasn't really changed much for me because I work in care, so I'm just out there every day still doing what I'm doing. But I hope everybody is staying safe and looking after yourself. In these worried times and times of isolation, there has been concern for victims of domestic violence trapped with their abusers. But yet again, the male victim of domestic violence is forgotten. The only thing that concerns people out there is female victims of domestic violence. Now, I'm not saying that female victims of domestic violence don't matter, but what I am saying is all victims of domestic violence matter. So if all victims of domestic violence matter, then surely male victims of domestic violence need to be acknowledged, but they're not being acknowledged. I saw a post on Facebook the other day, and I'd like to show it to you now. Mandu Reid writes, "In response to Boris Johnson's announcement, I'm calling on government to enact emergency measures to protect women and children trapped in abusive homes, police powers to evict perpetrators from homes for the duration of lockdown via domestic violence protective orders, including waiving court fees for them." I asked the Mandu on Facebook why male victims hadn't been mentioned in her post. This is the reply that I received. "The good news is domestic violence protective orders apply to all victims of domestic abuse, but unfortunately it is an unavoidable fact that the prevalence of domestic abuse is gendered, with the overwhelming majority of victims being women." Totally wrong. Domestic violence is not gendered. There are many studies out there, many studies that I offered to give to Mandu, and no reply. I offered to give her studies that proved male victims and female victims were pretty much even. Please, we need to acknowledge male victims of abuse. It's no use closing your eyes, burying your head in the sand, trying to avoid the fact that there are male victims of abuse out there. I am an ex-abused male. My book talks about my abuse. I have interviewed men who have been abused. Male victims of female perpetrated domestic violence are out there. You need to acknowledge them. Burying your head in the sand, as I say, playing blind, just totally ignoring the fact that male victims of domestic violence are trapped with their abusers in isolation is getting us nowhere. Everybody out there needs to understand that abuse is not gendered. Man, woman, child, everyone can be abused. Abuse is abuse. It doesn't matter your gender, doesn't matter your age, doesn't matter your ethnicity. Abuse is abuse. And ignoring that fact is hurting abused men, and it's also avoiding the fact that there's female perpetrators. So saying that or ignoring the fact that there are male victims is ignoring the fact that there's female perpetrators. So male victims do not get help, female perpetrators do not get help. In this time when we're all supposed to be pulling together, in this time, if I would not even believe that things that are happening now would happen in my lifetime. This dystopia that we're going through is crazy times. Don't make it worse by ignoring a section of society. Don't make it worse by ignoring male victims of domestic violence. Rant over. Rant or not doesn't mean that I'm wrong. I'll see you on the next video. You take care. Everybody out there, stay safe. Peace.